Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're having a bit of an early video today as something very interesting and unique has happened for Games Workshop. Today was their Las Vegas Open. It's one of the events where they showcase miniatures and new stuff. Usually it's not a lot, and today there's been a lot of updates regarding the Eldar and so on, but I want to focus on one specific thing. You see, a very important character across multiple Warhammer settings has finally received a model. This is BANDHA, one of the strongest bloodthirsters at Khorne's disposal, and yeah, he featured in a lot of different settings: Warhammer 40k, Warhammer 30k, and of course Warhammer Fantasy during the end times. I believe this is when he was first established too, and Games Workshop even made mention of the end times during this event, a rare occurrence at the very least. So this character is only being released as a model for the Warhammer 30,000 setting for the Horus Heresy. However, now we know exactly what he looks like. We've had a little bit of artwork and so on, but nothing has really been too concrete. Before anything, yeah, he's resin unfortunately, but at least it's Forge World resin, which isn't so tough to work with, unlike the Finecast stuff. But why is he so important in Warhammer Fantasy? Well, he was only introduced during the end times. However, you know, timelines and so on means that he did exist prior to that, of course, because he wasn't just a new demon, but he is a very powerful bloodthirster, one of the chief lieutenants of Khorne, and not only that, but given the whole SKARBRAND situation, where SKARBRAND is actually exiled, it is said that he's actually higher in status. He's a very intelligent bloodthirster because he rose up through the ranks slowly, and he was able to learn that it's not a good idea to just go mindlessly in. He's in fact one of the few bloodthirsters which are smart enough to use battle tactics, and it's said that he's extremely powerful for it. He works alongside Archaon, feigning to more or less be in line in service and so on, mainly because he knows that the best way to get favor from Khorne himself would not be just taking down a city or taking down a hero, but imagine taking out a whole entire world. Now, he doesn't really have a lot of lore in Warhammer Fantasy because, you know, the end times was rushed as hell and the writers didn't know what they were doing in most times. He does have a lot more in, say, for example, 40k, but that makes a lot more sense, especially as they tried to tie him in with the Blood Angels for major lore and some Tyranid stuff. It's actually pretty good stuff, really. But the character is cool, and now you can see on the screen that he's got a rather impressive miniature. I mean, he stands out from pretty much every other bloodthirster that we've had as a model, even a bit more so than SKARBRAND. Yeah, SKARBRAND is quite unique in terms of the, you know, the broken wings and all that, but BANDHA looks amazing, like absolutely amazing. It's strange in the way, as these characters normally stay on the sidelines and never really receive a official miniature, so it's kind of thrown me off. Now, I do have a theory that they're gonna try and push some more characters into all the various settings and so on. We've actually seen that with Khorgath Plaguefather, where he's now been reintroduced into Age of Sigmar. Maybe Games Workshop are finally realizing, oh wait, we can't ignore important characters, that doesn't really make any sense. Now, in regards to the Total War series, this could definitely be a possible legendary lord in the future. Keep in mind, yes, he was introduced in the end times, but we do have some end time stuff, and he was, well, active prior, it's never really been established. Khorne definitely lacks characters when it comes to possible legendary lords. I imagine that Valkyr the Bloody would likely be a legendary lord for the Warriors of Chaos, because that kind of makes sense, especially since that was from the Warriors of Chaos book. And obviously Creative Assembly did give a little statement for us a long time ago as to why there weren't so many mortals in the factions, saying that the monogod rosters were supposed to be focused on demons, so I imagine characters like Valkyr will go to the Warriors of Chaos, being able to have, say for example, bloodletters and so on. So demons-wise, we are very much lacking. BANDHA kind of fits in. There's definitely a visual distinction between him and other bloodthirsters, as he looks kind of out there. He does stand out. Obviously he does have similar weapons, but then again most bloodthirsters kind of do. He's got an axe and a chain whip too. If we're realistic when we look at possible missing Chaos characters, especially for Khorne, there's really only two missing demons, which is obviously Skulltaker and Karanak. The rest are all mortal, which would likely fit in Warriors of Chaos and maybe a Norska update if they decide to flesh out Norska, please, one day. And so far we're getting around, what, 6 legendary lords per race? Some of them have 7, so they need to bring in some other characters for Khorne. I think BANDHA could be quite interesting, just in the purpose of fleshing out the roster. He could literally be an FLC character at this point though, because pretty much the Khornate roster, unless we get new demons in the future, or pretty much new mortals. It's kind of weird when we look towards the monogod rosters, because we kind of have everything unless they start taking from like Age of Sigmar, which I doubt they're going to do. I don't know, this is some basic speculation, it's just some hype too, because I really love the miniature, it looks super, super cool. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll have a little bit of a discussion. It's a very early video, earlier than usual for me, but yeah, this is BANDHA.